This is Jackie Kwan from Uplifter, and I am here to record a short video on a brand new feature that we just released. You'll notice that we'll be adding additional webinars and training videos to our Learning Center over the next short while. And I thought I would start with this one because we just released this new feature regarding customizing and verifying your sending domains. And it's a bit of a complicated feature from a technical level. So I just wanted to record a video to describe the feature and explain the benefits of doing this as a club. And it's something that if you're not very technically savvy or you don't know very much about mass email sending or DNS, I thought a video would work better to assist you in learning about this new feature. So in front of you, you'll see on the screen here one of our demo sites. It's called our Townsville Swim School. So this is an Uplifter site just like all of your Uplifter sites. And I'm logged in as Alan, one of our club administrators. And I'm going to go into my account. And I'm just going to navigate to our admin section, to our global settings, and click over to our email tab. So this feature regarding customizing your sending domain is about being able to determine what email address is actually displayed as you send your emails. So at Uplifter here, we're we very much so would like all of our clubs to be able to customize their Uplifter sites as much as possible. So it's very integral to our vision in terms of what we would like to bring to the clubs, not only just in being able to have your own full website hosted on Uplifter, but also being able to customize that website. So if you have your own domain, such as myswimclub.com, and you'd like your Uplifter site to actually be myswimclub.com, you can actually do that with Uplifter. And as well, what we would like to do is allow you to be able to send emails from your customized domains. So another element about Uplifter is we also don't like to sacrifice functionality. So for any of our clubs that have been on Uplifter for over a year, you'll notice that about last year, we made a few changes to the way that we were sending emails from your site. And part of those changes were due to a lot of the rules that came down in terms of CAN spam and a lot of the anti-spam technology that was out there. And we made some changes to increase the deliverability of the emails that were being sent from Uplifter. So one change that I know a lot of clubs did notice was that even though you were sending your email from an email address that you had put into your global settings, and when people replied to that email, it would actually go to that email that you had specified. If somebody were to look a little bit deeper at the from address, you'll notice that it was coming from an uplifterinc.com email address. And it wasn't a generic one. It was one that was specifically created for your Uplifter domain. But I know that a lot of clubs were wondering why this was. Just a quick overview, and I won't bore you with all the technical details. The reason why we needed to do this was email servers around the world, especially a lot of the larger email servers like Gmail or Hotmail.com, they require that the domain that the email is being sent from is verified, as it were, that it signs the email and ensures that the sender is also the sender is verified to be the person that it says that it is. So in order for us to do that, what we did was we created a domain based on your Uplifter club domain and said, we're going to, in the background, verify this domain, ensure that it is correct so that the email servers across the world would recognize it as a verified domain and allow your email to get through. So this was one of the changes that came down last year sometime, and we've been working on this feature to allow you, if you have your own customized domain, to change this to use your own domain. So I'm going to walk you through how you would do that. So first of all, this feature only works if you have your own customized domain that you actually control your DNS for. So this doesn't work if you have a gmail.com email address or a hotmail.com email address. Those servers typically don't like you sending mass emails from their server, but you can still use the email functions in Uplifter. You'll just be seeing the from address being no reply at yourclubaddress.uplifterinc.com. So, but not to worry, as you can see here, the reply to address that you specify, when anybody replies to your emails, they will see it here when they reply. So first things first that we'll need to do is we are going to add our customized sending domain. So I have registered a domain here on GoDaddy called uplifterswim.club, or uplifterswimclub.com, sorry. And I'm going to click on Add Sending Domain. And I'm going to add this sending domain. And don't add your www, just the plain domain by itself. I'm going to add it here in the field, and then I'm going to click my Accept icon. In the background, what Uplifter is doing is it's connecting to our email servers to get what's called a DNS record that will allow you to verify your domain. So in order to complete this task, you'll need to know a little bit about creating DNS records. You may have done that when you actually pointed your domain over to Uplifter. If you have any questions over this process, please feel free to contact us at our support at uplifterinc.com. But I'm going to show you how to set this up in GoDaddy. So if you use a different domain registrar, the process might be just slightly different, but the overall concept is the same. So you're going to be creating a text record for this specific subdomain. So here, I'm in GoDaddy and I'm in my DNS management. And I'm going to create a new DNS record. The type of record is going to be a text record. I'm going to create it for my uplifter._domain key, which is just the first part here before your domain. And then I'm going to take this value here, which is this very long random text string, and I'm going to put it in my text value here. I'm going to click Save. Now, the one thing that might take a little bit of time is it will take some time for the DNS record to propagate. You should, if your DNS servers are pretty quick, very often this can be as quick as a few minutes, but as you can see here, we've set this to an hour. GoDaddy does tend to be fairly quick, and it should only take a minute or two. So right now, I would probably be playing the Jeopardy theme song just so that we could wait. But as in the background, as our servers are checking to see whether or not that DNS record has been propagated, you can just come here to the update link. So I'm going to click my update link. Now, one thing that you might want to check on, and I didn't realize this until earlier, some DNS servers will require you to have the quotation marks around that text value that we had it, and others will not. So typically on the DNS server, it's stored with quotation marks. Depending on where it is that you are actually hosting your DNS, they may require you to add the quotation marks, or they may automatically add those for you. So in this case, I've actually had to go back, remove the quotation marks that were here, save it, wait a little bit of time, and you'll see now that once I had updated, it's now been verified. So you get the green background on the domain, which now means, and you'll see that all of this information was stored previously. So which now means I can now add a sending address. So I use, let's say with this domain, I use info@uplifterswimclub.com. So you can now add that address, click the checkbox to accept it. What this means is now Uplifter is authorized to send email on behalf of info@uplifterswimclub.com. You can add as many of these email addresses as you'd like, as long as they are attached to the same sending domain that you verified up here. If you have multiple domains, you can certainly verify and add another sending domain if you need, but typically most clubs will just have one. But let's say I want to add info, and then I also want to add one for, let's say, coaches. You can add as many email addresses as you'd like. Once you've added those email addresses, now you can actually, when you're either editing any of your existing email addresses, you will now see those email addresses in this drop-down. So now when you send email from from your Uplifter site, if you change that, it will now have both the reply to email address as listed here, and I'm actually going to change that here so that it's all the same, and the from address, both coming from info@uplifterswimclub.com. So you can do this with your own domain. This will help you improve some of the deliverability of your email addresses to ensure that you're sending from a verified domain. And it will probably provide a little bit more clear communications to your club members when they see both your reply to and your from email address actually be from the email address that they recognize. And that's pretty much it. So you can click Save All of your changes will be saved. And now when you actually send email from our email tool, it will send from that email address, and not just for the reply to, but in the email that does get sent out. So I will show you here that the email address will also appear in the email manager. Click Proceed, and here the from email address displays there. So that is how you create a customized sending domain, and you verify it so that you can actually customize the email addresses that you send from Uplifter. I hope you enjoyed our very quick tutorial webinar, and we're hoping to provide you some future both webinars and other video tutorials in the future. So good day, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.